Welcome to Late Night Research. Today, we travel back to the Cold War. The two superpowers, the US and the Soviet Union, have amassed an incredible number of nuclear warheads, enough to destroy the entire planet many times over. As such, both countries abide by the policy of Mutual Assured Destruction, or MAD, which states that in a time of a nuclear attack, the other party will make sure to bring down the attacker with them. Of course, both states didn't want this, so they fought in proxy wars indirectly, not head-on against each other. These proxy wars were waged in Vietnam, Korea, Latin America, the Middle East, and, well, basically everywhere. There were, however, some times that the nuclear war was close to start, and if it had happened, the world as we live now would be completely different. These are the two times we were closest to complete annihilation. Nuclear close calls. The first and most well-known case was during the Cuban Missile Crisis. The US had nuclear weapons in Turkey, right next door to the USSR. In retaliation, the Soviets secretly sent nuclear warheads to be stationed in Cuba, just 90 miles from the US. The tensions escalated when the US found this out via photographs taken by a spy plane. President Kennedy was swift with his response.
It shall be the policy of this nation to regard any nuclear missile launched from Cuba against any nation in the Western Hemisphere as an attack by the Soviet Union on the United States, requiring a full retaliatory response upon the Soviet Union.
While Khrushchev and Kennedy were trying to de-escalate tensions, a battle was happening underwater. The US Navy was throwing bombs to a Soviet submarine, unaware that this submarine was armed with nuclear torpedoes. The submarine had strict instructions to attack the US with nuclear weapons if they sensed war had started. Since they were very deep in the ocean, they couldn't reliably communicate with outside contact. So the captain, Valentin Grigorovich, after sensing the bomb shot from the US Navy, took this as signal that war had broke out in the surface. Normally, to send a nuclear attack, approval of two officers were needed, the captain and the political officer, who both voted to launch the attack. But Vasily Arkhipov, the commander of the fleet, happened to be in the submarine that day, so he had to give his approval as well. He voted against the launch. War was averted by chance of the commander being there and being hesitant of the attack. He would later be called the man who saved the world. Nuclear close calls don't end there, though. The other significant event that was close to our total destruction was the Able Archer 83. Able Archer is a NATO simulation exercise in which all NATO allies practice the worst-case scenario against the USSR, ending in a coordinated nuclear attack. But the 1983 Able Archer exercise was different. NATO went a step further and created realistic drills simulating proxy wars and an actual release of nuclear weapons. Plus, British Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher even participated in it. The nature of the drill sent alarms through the Kremlin, and they believed it was no exercise at all, but an actual preparation of first strike against the Soviet Union. Nuclear warheads were mounted on planes, Poland and East Germany prepared for the worst, the USSR was ready for a full-scale war. The US Lieutenant General decided to do something different when he noticed these moves from the Soviets. He decided not to respond and not to escalate a conflict.
It's a trick. Send no reply.
So NATO didn't mobilize any troops and just ended the drill and went home, which I bet left the Soviets feeling that they might have overreacted a little bit.
Ha! Almost lost my cool there.
Showing again that taking the high road might be the best way to avoid total destruction. If you like this video, please be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching.